everyone, it's Jan with What You Make It, and I am here to share a one-layer card with you. This is a great card if you're needing to put something through the mail because it's very flat. I'm going to do a little stamping, and I'm creating an area where I can put the sentiment, and so I'm masking it off with a little bit of Eclipse tape there. And I'm going to be using a stamp set by Paper Tray Ink called The Cutting Garden. Really pretty summer floral roses. I think they're called ranunculuses. But I'm using a combination of three inks. I'm going to use Harvest Gold, Summer Sunrise, and then Melonberry. And my goal is to kind of get them to blend together. And this is a watercolor technique. So if you will use dye inks and starting with your lightest color, which was for me was Summer Sunrise. And now I'm going in with a little Harvest Gold around the outer perimeter. And then I'm going to go back in with that Melonberry there right around the edges. Because I think roses that are multicolored are really beautiful. So to get that watercolor effect, after I put the ink on, I just do a little spritz, and that's going to kind of loosen up and make them kind of run together there. And you'll notice that I am stamping off of the page and down into that area. I really think that it gives it a sense of movement. The eye has someplace to rest when things are not fully framed on the page. So I'm just going to add several more of these flowers and a few little buds to just kind of fill in the area. And so I'll let you watch that. Now that I have the flowers stamped, I'm going to start adding the greenery and the stems. But you'll see I'm taking a piece of scratch paper and I'm cutting out just some curves on here. And I do it a couple different ways so that I have a mask that I can just lay down over the part that I don't want the greenery to cover. Really quick and easy way to do that, that kind of thing. Now I'm using two colors. I'm using Simply Chartreuse and adding in a bit of ripe avocado, and I'm also doing the watercoloring technique with that too. And I just want to kind of mask off that those flowers. I don't want to take the time to make masks of each of them, so I'm just kind of making sure that I have a curved edge where that is. And we're going to fill in enough greenery here that it's not totally going to be important for these stems to be there, but it's a nice detail. So now I'm going to start adding in some of the leaves, and to begin with I am doing the same watercolor technique. I put the Simply Chartreuse on first, add a little bit of the ripe avocado on the edges and spritz some water on it. Towards the end, I'm going to start stamping just with the ink without making it kind of that watercolory, because I feel like the leaves with a little bit more definition will will add some interest and some texture to the finish. So you see, I just kind of keep filling in. I'm wanting the whole card to be kind of filled, as opposed to doing maybe a floral arrangement in a vase or something like that. I'm just kind of creating a background, filling in any place that there is a little open space. I didn't quite get that one to stamp well. You know, when you're working with a mask, you do have to be kind of careful, because you want to actually get the full stamp on there. So now you can see that I'm not watering down the ink. I'm just doing a little bit of stamping, and just that touch is going to make it really visually rich, I think. I'm using a sentiment that says "Hello, friend," and this is from a Paper Tray Ink Think Big Favorites, and I'm using shadow, smoky shadow ink. I felt like black was just going to be a little too harsh with all the soft kind of watercolor colors that we were using. Okay, so now I felt like we still needed just a little bit of movement, so I went and grabbed some flourish stamps, and I'm just kind of filling in with those, filling in the greenery areas. I think it just, again, because this is a background, you can do whatever you want, but if you have a little bit too much of an open space, you can use some flourishes, and I actually think letting those kind of overlap the flowers kind of gives it another little layer. Just finding the visual balance that I need. And then I realized that I wanted to kind of set off that sentiment area, so I grabbed a Copic marker that matched the color. I believe it was YG95, and I'm just using a straight edge, and it just kind of gives some definition to that, the sentiment area. And then I grabbed R32, and I'm just doing a few little dots, like they're little berries or seeds or something, but it, again, just bringing a little bit more of that pink color in there. And then I'm going to mount it on the front of my card. I just cut it down just about 1/4 of an inch so that there would be just a touch of that Simply Chartreuse card visible around the edge. And that's our card for today. I hope you will try creating a background with some watercolory kinds of stamping, and be sure and share that with us. I'll be back with another project soon. Hope you have a great week, and be sure and save some time for creative play.